Welcome back to the Ball Does Lie podcast. I'm your host Amir Motameni, and I'm joined by my co-host Brendan Ryder. How are you doing today, Brendan?
I'm good, Amir. It's good to see you.
Good to see you as well, man. Also, yeah, happy soon to be Thanksgiving. So
That's
happy
right.
holidays to all of our listeners out there. Hope you guys have a wonderful time with your family, and hopefully you guys get to watch some good basketball during Thanksgiving. I'm excited for some of the games, but for this episode, we wanted to do a quick standings watch. So it's weird right now, Brendan. Like some teams have played 18 games, some teams have played like 15 games. Like the schedule is really weird and a little condensed, which is different from the past. But um, roughly, teams have played 15 to 18 games so far, so it's very early on in the season. But we're getting close to that 20 game mark, which I think is like a big kind of barometer of where a team is going to um, fall, like throughout that season. So we'll pull up the standings real quick and let's talk about just some teams that like are surprising you right now on in the East and the West. So
Yeah.
let's start off in the West. So yeah, like what's one thing that jumps out to you? What's one like surprise for you based on the standings today?
Yeah, we kind of touched on this in one of our last episodes, but the Phoenix Suns in the West, right there at 6, have really surprised me. 11-7 to start the year. You look at their last 10, 8-2. They're just playing extremely good basketball right now. And I've had a pretty decent schedule. I'm not going to say it's the hardest. But just in their last 4 games, wins over Portland, Minnesota. That's a great playoff win there. The Spurs, and then pretty back thwomping to the Rockets, but that'll happen with a slate like that. But I think they're playing really great team basketball. And Devin Booker, I think, continues to make me a believer. I used to be a bit of a Devin Booker denier, but then after his run with the USA Olympic team, um, in France. I've kind of changed my tune on him. I think he is absolutely a winning player. I think kind of the change in vibes for them with that roster overhaul, kind of getting rid of Brad Beal, trading away Kevin Durant, which, two extremely talented players, but I think guys that are in kind of different parts of their career didn't quite fit. And now you're just seeing this team, I think, play a little bit more freer. And then Devin's just been an absolute leader. So I've loved watching the Suns. Honestly, I need to watch a little bit more of them just because I didn't expect them to come out this strong to start the year. I kind of anticipated they would be a lottery team, but yet here they are almost fighting for a legitimate playoff spot, not even a play-in spot. So I think the Suns are number one for me right now in the surprise list.
Yeah, for me, I mean, the Thunder are kind of surprising me. Like I know we've talked about this in the past as well, but like they only have one loss. They should be 18-0. I mean, they lost to the Trailblazers, like who are doing better this season as a young team, but
Yeah, the Trailblazers are pretty good. Not lately, but they're not bad. A lot of
they're not
injuries right now
bad.
too.
Yeah, they've had a rough 10-game streak, but the Thunder, like I just didn't expect them to be this dominant and without like their second best player. Like Jalen Williams hasn't even played a game yet. So and like I didn't realize just like how deep this roster actually is and just the fit like in the chemistry between the players. Like everybody just understands and knows their role. Like no one's selfish. Like you have your superstar, you have your defensive anchor, you have your second star with Jalen Williams, and then you have all these great role players and defensive players surrounding your three best players. So it's just a great formula that this team is going to be competing for the next like 5 years at least. I would assume like
Oh, minimum.
they could replenish the trunk with like and do consolidation stuff like in trades with using draft picks even right as well. So it's
No, the
crazy.
draft capital is crazy over the next 5 years, like you were saying, and Chet's making that leap. I think we're all wondering if he can make it, and he's clearly showing he's kind of ready for a bigger role. And then you have guys like Aaron Wiggins. Hardenstein's been so important for them defensively as just a facilitator as well from the post. Kason Wallace is just a dog, absolute dog. Like you just have so many guys that a
Joe.
player like Alex Caruso is
Yeah,
only getting 18 minutes a game, and he is an insanely impactful player, a winning player that, I mean, you can't even find time for him just because of how deep and great this team is. So they're scary. I think the whole league should be terrified. I think the whole league should be praying the Clippers turn it around somehow, some way, so they don't just give up a top 7 pick. I mean, the Thunder could have 3 first-round picks in next year's draft and could potentially be back-to-back champions. I mean, just the
unheard of.
thought of that is crazy. Sam Presti truly is on his way to being the greatest GM of all time. This is pretty insane stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely wild. Um, Eastern Conference. This is definitely more interesting than the West, in my opinion, in terms
I
of
agree.
surprises and expectations. But like, what's your biggest surprise in the East so far?
The top 3 to me, the Pistons, Raptors, and Heat. 3 teams I did not expect to see at the top. Maybe the Pistons. I kind of thought the Pistons would come out swinging this year because I thought they left a little bit on the table in their playoff series against the Knicks. Um, but the Raptors and Heat have just looked so good. The Heat with their overhauled offense, just so much movement and isolation, such creative isolation too, which is not to sidetrack onto the jaw topic, but I don't understand why he was so against that type of offense. It seemed to fit his skill set perfectly. Just get you isolated onto one guy with nothing but space. But the Heat have just been running this perfectly. Spolstra just again showing he's one of the greatest coaches we've seen. Um, and then yeah, everything up north with the Raptors has been insanely surprising. RJ Barrett's been playing extremely well. Scotty Barnes, absolute dog. And their role guys have been great. Mamu's been so good as a big. Someone I didn't expect to be playing as well as he's playing. But those top 3, Pistons, Raptors, Heat, have been huge surprises thus far.
Yeah, the Raptors for me for sure, but their 8-game winning streak has been amazing. They're one of the top offensive rated teams, and also like their defense is good as well. Like that's just a winning combination. Like if you want to compete for a championship, I'm not saying they're contending for a championship, but you need to be top 10 in at least one category in offense or defense. And if you are top 10 in both, you have a higher opportunity to win a championship. And a lot of the teams that do win championships are usually top 10 in both or close, like Thunder
Right.
specifically last year. Number one in offense, number one in defense. Celtics a couple years ago when they finally won, number one in offense, like number two in defense. Like those teams are elite for a reason. Even in the regular season, that does translate to the playoffs. Seeding is important. So, Raptors, shout out to the Raptors. Scotty Barnes has been playing amazing. Quickly's been playing a lot better, I think, and RJ Barrett is just consistently playing solid. Um, he's a good player. I like RJ, and it's crazy. The top 3 right now, to your point, is crazy. Seeing the Pistons on a 13-game winning streak is
Yeah.
wild. I had them as the only top 4 team. Like of these 4, actually, no, I had the Cavs were in the top 4 as well. Um, I think I had the Knicks or the Cavs at 1 and 2. I can't remember. I do like a preseason ranking, and I think I had the Pistons at number 4. So not like completely surprised, but like I had the Heat at 7 as a Heat fan, actually, to show that I'm not a homer. I even had them out of the play-in again, and I had the Raptors definitely like ninth or 10th, perhaps. I
Yeah.
don't think I had them even in the top 8, honestly, like top 9, perhaps. So the other thing, though, real quick, the Bucks. They're 8-10. They've lost 5 in a row. Giannis has been hurt. I don't know how many games Giannis has missed. Do you know how many he's missed consecutively?
I don't. I know he's been out extensively, which is shown um, with their production here. They've been definitely disappointing. I will say the AJ Green leap is happening. So I think there is some hope there. Rollins has been an
Wow,
incredible point guard for them. I've loved watching his game.
he's great.
So I think they just have to kind of weather the storm until they get Giannis back. Because that core with Giannis, I think if once they get to the playoffs, they're going to be such a pain to have to deal with. I think Giannis is one of the few guys. Him surrounded by competent NBA players can make a run, especially in this East. But to see them down at 11th 8-10. Uh, Definitely a little disappointing. I did not expect them to be just one spot ahead of the Hornets at this point of the year, but um, we'll see. We'll see when Giannis gets back. But I think that's been a bit of a disappointing start to the season. I think Bucks fans would agree with us there.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know if this team is going to implode or not. Is Giannis going to continue to have the loyalty to the team that drafted him, gave him an opportunity where he won a championship? It seems to go back and forth, right? It seems to like sound like he wants to stay and as a lifer, but then there's other reports that come up that indicate that maybe he is growing frustrated because he is an ultra competitor and wants to win championships. So we'll see. I mean,
Doc
unfortunate for
Rivers on
Giannis.
the hot seat. Doc Rivers on the hot seat potentially. Do the
He's
Bucks need
horrible,
maybe a change? Like one of the more overrated coaches, I think, of all time
one hundred
is
percent.
Doc. Been
I
living off
agree
that '08 chip for how long now? So
for decades at this point. But yeah, it's been an interesting start to the season. Again, I didn't expect my Miami Heat team to be top three this early on, especially with Tyler Hero out for the entire season except for the last game was his first game back, so missed 17 games. And Bam's been out and Norm's been out, and now Wiggins is out, and Norm's out now too as well. So it's like we haven't been fully healthy, and they're still also top three. That's a huge surprise. And again, the Raptors and Pistons are on 13 game win streaks and 8 game win streaks, and that helps a lot. It helps you jump up and boost your standing. So it's been interesting to see the East, and it seems wide open. So we'll close there, Brendan. We'll come back hopefully next week, and we'll see where things change. It's very close in the East. You can go from third and fourth, where the Heat and Cavs are, to the 11th seed, where the Bucks are, by losing just a couple games. Honestly, the Bucks are only, what is it, 3 games back, 4 games back from the third seed. As bad as they're doing without Giannis.
it's jumbled. It is jumbled in there. So it's still anyone's conference. And we'll see if the Pistons keep kind of separating themselves. But yeah, it's anyone's conference right now for sure.
I think the Pistons will continue to keep growing and getting better as they build chemistry together as a unit. And as Jalen Duren is making his leap and Cade's making another leap, which is crazy to see. Like this guy's like in superstar territory and maybe possibly MVP territory, which would be unreal, right? Like
Yeah.
catapulting them to the first seed in the East. And if they finish the year in first, I mean, he has a really good argument, to possibly become an MVP and a guy who's a huge guard that can, average whatever he's averaging, 27 points or so per game, 10 assists per game. Like that's just unreal. So
Yeah. No, Cade is a bona fide superstar at this point.
I agree for sure. Anyway, thanks for hopping on, Brendan. Appreciate the time. If you guys do enjoy this content or you guys want to support the channel, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more NBA content. So thanks again.